message to Nigerians. Because, like you said, Nigerians are agitated.
Gentlemen, you all are welcome to this age for them to think of a better approach on how to address this issue. And protest is not what NLC must bring to table at all times. We from civil society, we are not challenging NLC that bring a solution to the table, bring a working solution, help the government because of the hardship NLC want to go on strike on. The president of Federal Republic of Nigeria has said yes, he understands that there is hardship, and everybody in Nigeria, we have all identified the hardship in Nigeria. What we are all seeking for a solution, how to put an end to the hardship. That is what prompts a coalition of civil society, different groups, to come together, that there is need for us to talk to Nigerians and to talk to NLC to come up with a better option than a protest. So on this note, I will call on Comrade Igwe Ode Omanta, who will be taking Congress planned protest, a possible recipe for a national chaos, and should be aborted. We are saying it should not happen. Being the text of a press conference by a coalition of civil society groups on transparency and accountability, led by the Empowerment for Unemployed Youth Initiative, on February 23, 2024, here at the Youth House in Abuja. Gentlemen of the press, as you are aware, the Nigerian Labour Congress has issued a notice of nationwide protest scheduled for Tuesday, February 27 and Wednesday, February 28, 2024. This is said is consequent upon the expiration of the 14 days ultimatum it jointly issued with the Trade Union Congress TUC for the federal government to address what they termed foot dragging of the federal government in honoring the agreement it entered with the organized labor. Let us expressly state that we support labor in the pursuit of its legitimate demands. However, the problem is about the timing and the reasons adduced by labor. In a country where people are beginning to hijack vehicles, conveying food items and looting them, where some distressed citizens are seeking the slightest opportunity to vent both their real and imagined frustration on society, how did the NLC arrive at holding national protests as the best available solution to addressing their issues? We respectfully call on the NLC to rethink this decision. Labour may just be inadvertently playing into a bigger destabilization plot to throw the country into chaos. It is very crucial for the NLC to reassess the situation with stoicism and circumspection. The security optics for a national protest by an organization as large and strategic as the NLC is not looking good at all. This is a possible recipe for a national chaos. It must be avoided. All of us know we can feel the tension in the country, and if an organization like Labour alerting its state chapters to go on a national protest, it is not something they can control. They may feel they want to do the right thing. We are saying the optics are not right, and they should reassess it. We read the statement by the NLC President, Comrade Joe Ajero, in which he was confident of a peaceful outcome of the protest, because according to him, the NLC is patriotic and have always been peaceful. Yes, Mr. Comrade President, we do not argue with you to the contrary. The only factor you did not include in your analysis is that there is an evident, palpable tension in which such a protest could inflame. We speak as members of the civil society with long history and experience in organizing protests, and we can tell out of experience the conditions precedent for protests being hijacked or spiraling out of control. Those conditions, which are political and socio-economic, are present in abundance across the country today. Again, we urge you to abort this protest and engage the federal government through other means. As my colleague has said in the intro, we are not saying that Labour should not pursue its this, but to go and pour fuel into the fire, small fires in this country. It's not what we think that an organization as responsible as labor should even contemplate at this point. Some other reasons given for these protests include hardship and high cost of living being experienced, inflation, insecurity, low purchasing power of naira, etc. The issues need no further protest from labor, except there are specific recommendations he has to offer as solution, which should not come by way of protest. There's no single leader in the country, starting from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself, who have not spoken in recognition of this problem. Yes, we may be interrogating the solution being offered, but again, is it by protest? Like we are saying, the government have been offering an explanation. Even we in the civil society, we are interrogating those explanations, but we must listen to government. We cannot afford, like what labor is trying to do, to come and say you are protesting because you want to call attention to suffering, a suffering that has been recognized by government. So what are we really pursuing about? Like my colleague again said, we labor is supposed to be, engaging the country to look for solution. What are the solutions? Let's even discuss it, not bringing people on the streets at the point where you know that this thing will easily be hijacked. Easily be hijacked. It has to be avoided. And we are very passionate about it. Okay, concerning the entire agreement reached, we believe that the implementation should be fast-tracked. However, it has to be recognized that a number of those agreements are being addressed. What is expected is for the organized labor to interface with government to straighten up things. But protest in a time that the reforms of the federal government is discharging its harshest venoms should be completely off the table. More will certainly be achieved through strategic engagement rather than protest. On the other part, it is also very important to advise the NLC to avoid playing to the gallery. It is obvious that this particular NLC believe that it can achieve everything alone, and that is why it may not achieve much. In the past, the organized labor built strong partnerships with the civil society and other pressure groups. That is where its programs are interrogated, fine-tuned, and redirected to achieve the best outcomes. But it is now certain that Comrade Ajaero leadership style does not believe in collaboration and partnership. He does not like his programs and strategies to be reviewed, analyzed, or discussed. From the records, even the closest natural ally and partner of NLC, which is the TUC, have pulled out of the planned protest due to lack of consultation and unilateralism. And this is the third time under Ajaero that he is having a major disagreement with the TUC due to his inability to engage properly before taking rash measures. It is important that this is placed on record because questions are also being asked in some quarters as to whether these protests are really for the members of NLC or there are other motives. And such suspicion is valid because of the manner the leadership of Labour rushed its decisions. Therefore, if the leadership of Labour claims that he loves Nigeria so much, it should, beyond every other consideration, put the national security consideration as the first in its agenda. It cannot claim that it does not know that there is a socio-economic crisis in the country, in which government has assured that it is temporary. So why must it be that at this tense time that the NLC must insist on a unilateral protest? A labor union, for all intents and purposes, must not behave like an opposition party. Again, let us reiterate that the way the labor is going about this thing, that it appears is not straight. It's not straight. It can wait and bend backwards to engage more people. We are Nigeria. If we are together in this, as they want to claim, it means that consultation should be wider. Even a former TUC president complained, said that the labor union is no longer engaging different other partners, and that is one of the problems. And so these are some of the things. So we are questioning why the rush, why the rush, why is labor not carrying people along at this time? Agreements were reached between the federal government and organized labor in October 2023. As at February, a number of these are being addressed, including the inauguration of a tripartite committee to discuss a new minimum wage, as well as a considerable effort in clearing the arrears of the wage award given to workers in that agreement. Labour is right to ask that things should move faster, but for the sake of patriotism, it is better that it engages with government on how to hasten up the process than embarking on an inauspicious protest that have all the trappings of a chaotic ending. Let us also use this opportunity to call on government to engage organized labor to smoothen all rough edges and crooked ends in the implementation of the agreement under review. But we must reiterate that while we await such engagement, the NLC should, as a matter of national security consideration, abort the planned protest. Thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We all are part of Nigeria and we are Nigerians. What we are saying is that what Labour is agitating, we are not saying Labour is wrong or Labour are wrong. We are saying Labour bring a new solution to the table. The protest for the past 2 decades, Labour has been protesting. It has been protest all through. We are now saying Labour, can we have a rethink? You know this problem, the hardship, the leadership of the country, everybody knows that we are passing through hardship. The Minister of Agri few weeks ago speak to the Nigeria that we have a reserve. We go to our reserve and push grains to the market, sufficient food for Nigerians. And now what we are saying is that Labour, can you make a U-turn, come up with a better strategy? Let us see how you can make a better agitation. The government is the government for everybody, and for the time past we have failed to identify one thing: we all support Labour for agitation. Labour does not even support the masses. The masses are not benefiting from Labour, and you from the media sector, you can testify to that. By the time that Labour is all about FG increasing wages, and there are even private organizations that are not even paying up to what the minimum standard is, and Labour are not saying anything. There are even states, some of the states governors are not even paying the today minimum wage. Labour are not even bothered about it, and anytime we hear Labour, we will all fold our sleeves and support Labour. At the end of it all, Labour will now desert us. They will earn the benefit alone. We are appealing to the Labour. They should not throw our country into chaos. We are passing through hardship. We all have understand this. Labour come to the table with a better approach. With a better approach. Let us ask government. This is an agreement we have signed. This is the way to go. Since to be your own solution is not working, can Labour move forward to put a solution before government? That is what we are saying. The protest is no from the civil society. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And once again, welcome to this nation-saving press briefing. This is nation-saving because we have done our findings. You can see we have representatives of various civil society organizations, most of whom even came from outside of Abuja for this event. And we, as civil society organizations, have agreed that very, very serious measures need to be taken by government. However, we have also looked at issues of national security, and we have also conducted deep findings, just like the Vice President disclosed some few days ago, because we infiltrate everywhere and we are everywhere. We have seen that certain political parties have also infiltrated Labour. Members, people who will come in as normal protesters, but the aim and the end of their desire is to see how they can trigger anarchy. The Department of State Services has issued a warning This is from thorough findings and intelligence gathering. The Nigerian armed forces have also issued a warning. And we can tell you very clearly that from the civil society angle, we are exploring all the possible options to see how there can be emergency measures to trigger rapid productivity, to trigger the rapid revival of our national economy again. And one of the things we are pushing for, which we will even invite Labour to join us in, is the call and the press for immediate local government autonomy, so that the National Assembly, the state houses of assembly, the federal government, all arms of government, and all hands should be on deck. Let there be full-fledged local government autonomy so that productivity at the grassroots will be triggered again. But for these protests, we know, because we have been part of several meetings, that there are individuals who are trying to use this as a smokescreen, as a red herring, as a veil for the underhand dealings that they want to undertake. The end point is to stir up anarchy. The end point is to bring Nigeria to her knees. Nigeria is ours to build. The government is not just for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The government is for all of us. If we make this government succeed, whoever wins in 2017 will build from there on. In 2027, we'll build from there on. So this, again, this is a call by civil society organizations on Labour to shelve its strike. This is a call that more plausible means that will address the issues we must not forget. We have talked about the rising cost of living. We have talked about so many things ongoing. What we should be looking for now is a solution and not protest that will exacerbate or inflame the situation further. So Labour, we advise, should shelve its strike. We also call on all security agencies to be at very, very high alert. The territorial integrity and sovereignty of our nation, Nigeria, should not be impinged upon in any way. Thank you, and God bless us all.
President, are you not postponing
and let us
I think you can give us the options, the way out.
Now we have given very clear options. Very clear options. Yes, we have given very clear options. The issue of the most feasible option that we should look at now are avenues to trigger national productivity. Labour should join hands with civil society organizations. Let us press for local government autonomy. Let us look for means of channeling the potentials and energies of the Nigerian youth to productivity. Let us look at our vast agricultural fields. Already, the governor of Niger State has begun vast production of food. Food is one of our basic needs. We can also get forage from there. These are solutions that may not be so immediate, but we know that in the short to medium term, we'll be able to achieve a whole lot. So we should be looking at solutions, not to inflame the situation, not to pour more gasoline or maybe to create an inferno out of what we should have ordinarily better managed.
So what are the immediate possible solutions?
The immediate possible solutions, we have listed them. Already come to the table, discuss. We have stated them here very clearly. And look at avenues for boosting or ramping up productivity. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Message to Nigerians. Because like you said, Nigerians are agitated.